What would cause him to run like that?
The short blade is best for quickly fending off multiple enemies.
Safety and peace, Malik.
Word that the city was possessed of either. Why do you trouble me today?
Al-Mualim has marked Majd-ud-Din for death. What can you tell me about him?
Salahuddin's absence has left the city without a proper leader, and Majd-ud-Din has appointed himself to play the part. Fear and intimidation get him what he wants. He has no true claim to the position.
That ends today.
You speak too readily. This is not some slaver we're discussing. He rules Jerusalem and is well protected because of it. I suggest you plan your attack carefully. Get to better know your prey.
With your help, I will. Where would you have me begin my search?
What's this? You're actually asking for my assistance instead of demanding it. I'm impressed.
Be out with it.
As you wish. Here's where I would look. First, to the southwest near the mosque. After that, head south of here. There are 2 locations that might interest you. The southernmost church is one, the other is in the streets, near a synagogue.
Thank you for your help, Dai.
Don't foul this, Altair.
Go pester someone else. You are filth! Away with you! Leave this place. I'll have your hand for that!
What have I done wrong?
Another minute and they would have made off with me. I owe you.
You're a good man for having helped us. Don't touch me, please! You spend your time teaching filth. Blasphemy needs something. I
of them? I hope so. Still, best not to take any chances. I'll hurry home. Don't think I'll leave it again anytime soon, either. You've done me a kindness, young man. Be assured, I won't forget it.
What happened to this poor soul?
Now why would you be in such a
That will cost you your life! This You will not get away from me!
Praise God, you've saved me. All the city will know of your sacrifice.
No,
What happened
you
here?
don't understand. I have nothing.
Dirty thief! I'll have your hand for that!
No, please don't leave. Just a few coins.
Dirty thief! I'll have your hand for that! The shaitan is everywhere! Watching, die, thief! He tempts us always!
Please help.
Sama.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll find a way to repay this kindness, I swear it. What's that?
All I ask is for a few coins.
There will be no stopping him! He will march on Jerusalem next! ارحل من هنا! Your presence annoys me. Who?
Did you see the order? He wants us to repair a stage for another execution. Today!
It's the one at the western edge of Solomon's temple. I was on my way just now.
So much death.
Worried that our true leader might return and bring a measure of justice to this city.
Yes, and not this mockery Majd parades before us.
How? How does something like this happen?
Everyone appointed in Salah ad-Din's stead is met with an untimely end. And now the position falls to him. He, who was once nothing more than the Emir's scribe.
How convenient. It would not surprise me to learn he was behind these accidents.
Shh! If the guards hear us, we'll be taken for treason. Executed on the very platform we have to repair. Come, let us return to work.
Hey! You look familiar. You shouldn't be here. Be gone. Leave, peasant, before I make you. When will he stop acting like that? ارحل على الفور!
you want? What is it that you want? Go away.
ارحل انتهى الامر. You shouldn't be here. Be gone. George! You'll never get away! You're mine! Who's responsible for this? What happened here? Where is the one responsible? He's going to hurt himself. Must be out of his mind. He does. I won't help him. Be wary, friends. The shaitan is everywhere. Watching, waiting. He tempts us always. Be strong, strong like Salahadin, and take up arms against our enemies in whatever way you can. Praise be Salahadin! He has found the strength to stand in defense of our great civilization. Make no mistake, it is our very existence we are fighting for. The infidel king would see us all wiped from the world. We must resist. We must push back. The fires of war consume the land, and thousands of lives are lost in its defense. It's a tragedy, but I say this is an honor to die in service to God, fighting for what we believe in. There is no greater glory than this. There is no reason. What is he doing? What are you to deliver a warning?
What's he doing that for?
Richard takes Jaffa.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll find a way to repay this kindness, I swear it. I wonder what happened to it.
No, please don't leave.
What happened?
Just a few coins, please. I beg of you. I beg of you, trust me.
So, you must not trespass here.
I am sorry, Ahmad. They came without warning.
My son? They have my son? What is to be done with him?
We did everything we could.
What is to be done with him?
He's to be executed. Today.
No, I won't allow it.
But what can we do? Majduddin will hear no appeals. He says there can be no barter with God's will.
This is not God's will, but madness. I'll go to him myself. Where is he?
He will attend the execution. Perform it even. He enjoys the act. A truly evil man.
We have no time to lose then. Let's go.
You ever see someone do that before? I haven't. Leave, peasant, leave before I make it. I'll have your head! Stop running! You cannot escape! I see him! He's over there! Pay for yourself!
You cannot run forever!
Get away from me!
Just a few coins, please. What's that? What's this?
What happened here? God Almighty. Such a shame. Poor soul. All right, where are you?
What's that?
Show yourself. Who did this? You dare
My
steal in my
family is
presence?
sick and dying.
That will
Could
cost
you
you
spare
your
a few
life.
coins?
Please, don't do that again.
Thief, I'll have your hand for that.
Why are you doing this?
Flee while you still can.
Prayer is hard. You've saved me. All the city will know of your sacrifice.
Give up! Nowhere to run! Infidel!
Such a strange man. You are not supposed to be here. Leave.
Who did this?
You again, Grandmaster. Safety and peace. I'm so glad to see you. In these troubled times, they ask me to prove myself. But I feel so inadequate when I compare myself to you. I must kill 2 of Mujduddin's men without a fight. Could you show me the way? I would be forever grateful, and share a very interesting story with you.
Please, sir, have any money?
Where is the... One minute. What? Who's done this? Tell me!
Help! He's attacking!
You're fine!
Somebody do something! Somebody, please help me!
من أين أنت؟ Show yourself! من الذي فعلها؟
What is it that you want?
What happened to this poor
Nothing
soul?
more insidious than one who
This is
turns
terrible.
his back on the law. For the law
What
was
happened
given to
here?
us by God, glorious and exalted.
Such a shame.
Hey! Over here!
All right, get the Pope.
Get ready! I'll be here.
No! What happened? What is it that you
What
want?
happened here?
Kill him!
The heretic, keep going!
You can't escape! Never remember the plan! Who did this? How did this happen? What happened? Guys! What are they fighting for? Kill me! You want me to kill him?
I saw what you did, and you won't get away with it!
Each day is a struggle to remain strong in our faith. But we are only human. We might falter. We might fail. Majd-ud-Din is here to see that even when this happens, we are returned to a proper course. Confess to him, and he will show mercy. But should you try to run, to hide, you will be found and made to pay. There is no harm in naming them. Those among you who defy the law. We are nothing without our faith, without its rules and its direction. To defy it is to defy the one who leads us. Such behavior cannot be allowed.
Take yourself from my sight.
You die now!
If I were you, I'd... Never have I seen such evil.
May God have mercy on your soul. This won't be too difficult.
You should not have done it!
May God have mercy on your soul. This won't be too difficult. How can one expect to defeat me? May God have mercy on your soul.
You pay for that!
It is over. You've lost.
Preparation is crucial to your success.
You shouldn't be here. Be gone.
You again, Grandmaster. Safety and peace. I'm so glad to see you. In these troubled times, they ask me to prove myself. But I feel so inadequate when I compare myself to you. I must kill 2 of Majd-ud-Din's men without a fight. Could you show me the way? I will be forever grateful, and share a very interesting story with you.
I beg of you, just a few coins, please. My families depend on you. Could you spare a few coins? Please, can't you spare something? I'm poor and sick and hungry.
Are you a friend of mine?
Someone send for help! I'll get you!
You're a dead man! God favors you! Get away from me!
I need food. I'm so hungry. Just a little more and I beg of you. No, please don't leave. Just a few coins, please.
God curse the one who's done this.
You are the best the clan has ever seen. Here is my story, Master. I was cleaning the temple steps. I overheard two scholars praising how easy it was for them to pass the soldiers guarding the entrance of the execution plaza. If you time your entry properly, they could provide a nice distraction for the guards. But I am sure that with your wisdom, you knew that already.
A few coins. All I ask is for a few coins. What's not in it?
Hey! Is there a reason for this nonsense?
What news, novice?
I am not a novice.
A man's skill is defined by his actions, not the markings on his robe.
We can trade barbs or do Al-Muallim's work. It's your decision.
Then be out with it.
Jerusalem's regent Majd-ud-Din is holding a public execution not far from here. It's sure to be well guarded, but it's nothing I can't handle. I know what to do.
And that is why you remain a novice in my eyes. You cannot know anything, only suspect. You must expect to be wrong, to have overlooked something. Anticipate, Altair. How many times must I remind you of this?
As you wish. Are we done?
Not quite. There is one more thing. One of the men to be executed is a brother. One of us. Al-Mulim wishes for him to be saved. Do not worry about the actual rescue. My men will take care of that. But you must ensure Majduddin does not take his life.
I won't give him the chance.
So I hope.
Fast-forwarding memory to a more recent one.
I stand before you to deliver a warning. Should Richard take Jaffa, there will be no stopping him. He will march on Jerusalem.
Turn back now.
See someone do that before? I haven't.
You shouldn't be here. Be gone. Leave now.
Silence! People of Jerusalem, hear me well. I stand here today to deliver a warning. There are malcontents among you. They sow the seeds of discontent, hoping to lead you astray. Tell me, is this what you desire? To be mired in deceit and sin? To live your lives in fear? Then you wish to take action? Your devotion pleases me. This evil must be purged. Only then can we hope to be redeemed.
This is not justice! And all of you stand idle, complicit in this crime.
Curse you all! See how the evil of one man spreads to corrupt others? They sought to instill fear and doubt within you. But I will keep you safe. Here now are four filled with sin. The harlot, the thief, the gambler, the heretic. Let God's judgment be brought down upon them all! Temptress! Succubus! Whore! She goes by many names, but her sin remains the same. She turned her back on the judge. Infidels, quickly!
Your work here is finished.
No, no! It had only just begun!
Tell me, what's your part in all of this? Do you intend to defend yourself as the others have and explain away your evil deeds?
The Brotherhood wanted the city. I wanted power. There was an opportunity.
An opportunity to murder innocents.
Not so innocent. Dissident voices cut deep as steel. They disrupt order. In this, I do agree with the Brotherhood.
You'd kill people simply for believing differently than you.
Of course not. I killed them because I could. Because it was fun. Do you know what it feels like to determine another man's fate? And did you see the way that people cheered? The way they feared me? I was like a god. You'd have done the same if you could. Such power.
Once perhaps. But then I learned what becomes of those who lift themselves above others.
And what is that?
Here, let me show you.
Don't lose him!
Jerusalem needs a new ruler.
So I have heard.
What's this? No words of wisdom for me? Surely I have failed in some spectacular fashion.
You performed as an assassin should. No more, no less. That you expect praise for merely doing as told, however, troubles me.
It seems everything I do troubles you.
Reflect on that. But do so on your way back to Masyaf. Your work here is done.
Fast forwarding memory to a more recent one.
We done already?
Get up.
Whatever you say, Doc.
I'm ending the session. I'll be right there. You're sure about this? Yes. No. Everything's Denver. don't see how he could... Of course. I understand. You're in a lot of trouble, Mr. Miles.
What's his problem?
They're coming for you.
Who's coming for me?
Assassins.
Hey, I had nothing to do with this.
Sounds like they're mounting some kind of rescue attempt. Guess you're more important than you realized.
Man, things just keep getting weirder and weirder around here.
It was bound to happen.
What do you mean?
That little fight your ancestor started during the Third Crusade, it never ended. You're being held by Templars.
Vidic's a Templar?
There's no way you could have known. They hide it so well. But to answer your question, Vidic works for them. We all do. Abstergo is their company.
I thought Templars were old dudes with funny hats who sat around drinking beer and plotting world domination with, like, the lizard people.
No, except the part about world domination, I guess. Look, Desmond, it's complicated. Half the stuff they say about the Templars comes from crazy tinfoil hat-wearing nut jobs. The other half is misinformation intentionally produced by the Templars themselves.
But they are the bad guys, right?
If there's one thing I've learned since I started working here, it's that there's no such thing. It's all so relative. I guess the best way to explain it is, what they want is good. But the way they're going about it, it's bad. Really bad.
What are they trying to do? Lucy?
Yes?
Miss Stillman, I need to speak with you. Get up here, now!
On my way, Doctor. I'm sorry, Desmond, I have to go. You should turn in for the night. The answers to all of your questions are right in front of you. You just have to know where to look.
Missed you this morning, Doc.
Get in the Animus.
You can use stealth kills to create a distraction by throwing a knife, pushing somebody off a roof, or performing a stealth assassination.
I trust you're well rested? Ready for your remaining trials?
I am, but I'd speak with you first. I have questions.
Ask then. I'll do my best to answer.
The merchant king of Damas murdered the nobles who ruled his city. Majd ad-Din in Jerusalem used fear to force his people into submission. I suspect William meant to murder Richard and hold Akka with his troops. These men were meant to aid their leaders. Instead, they chose to betray them. What I do not understand is why.
Is the answer not obvious? The Templars desire control. Each man, as you've noted, wanted to claim their cities in the Templar name, that the Templars themselves might rule the Holy Land and eventually beyond. But they cannot succeed in their mission.
Why is that?
Their plans depend upon the Templar treasure, the Peace of Eden. But we hold it now, and they cannot hope to achieve their goals without it.
What is this treasure?
It is temptation.
It's just a piece of silver.
Look at it.
What am I supposed to see?
This piece of silver cast out Adam and Eve. It turned staves into snakes, parted and closed the Red Sea. Ares used it to start the Trojan War, and with it a poor carpenter turned water into wine.
It seems rather plain for all the power you claim it has. How does it work?
He who holds it commands the hearts and minds of whoever looks upon it. Whoever tastes of it, as they say.
Then Gagne's men?
An experiment. Herbs used to simulate its effects, to be ready for when they held it.
Talel supplied them. Tamir equipped them. They were preparing for something. But what?
War.
And the others, the men who ruled the cities, they meant to gather up their people, make them like Gagne's men.
The perfect citizens. The perfect soldiers. A perfect world.
Robert de Sable must never have this back.
So long as he and his brothers live, they will try.
Then they must be destroyed.
Which is what I've had you doing. There are 2 more Templars who require your attention. One in Acre, known as Sibran. One in Damas, called Jubair. Visit with the Bureau leaders. They'll instruct you further.
As you wish.
Be quick about it. No doubt Robert de Sable is made nervous by our continued success. His remaining followers will do their best to expose you. They know you come, the man in the white hood. They'll be looking for you.
They won't find me. I'm but a blade in the crowd.
Here, my gift to you, in gratitude for the good work you've done.